Hello, it's me, Darkroome. I'm back again, and my long-awaited blog from all my fans, all 60 odd of you, what's looked. Quite happy with that actually, as to how many people actually watched it. I was only expecting them to, and that one only because I held them at gunpoint. I offered it through to the forum, my online family, and I'm trying not to do a couple of things what people have already pointed out to me. One of which is look at the camera a bit more to engage the audience a bit more, or who's watching. Finding that difficult because the camera's over there and I want to look at that, don't know why, and I'm trying not to do that. What I do anyway. By the by, big thank you to all the guys on the forum. Absolutely brilliant support from everybody, and the sort of tips I got, I class them as tips because essentially that's what they were doing. They were helping me out, which is what they do on that forum. It's brilliant, and I can't say enough about them. Fantastic. I was struggling a bit as to do this. As you all know, I've as all the people on the forum know, I've posted my excuses, if you like. But I got my grandson's birthday, my wife's birthday, and it was our anniversary as well. Should have done this then, and then I could have gone happy anniversary. Not that you'd appreciate it because I think she's getting a bit fed up of me talking about this stuff all the time. But never mind. So where were we? I'm going to try and not make it as long either, by the way. So got to the point about I'm not going to go into any maintenance at the moment. I just wanted to do a quick, short update so that I could get a bit of something planned out, and sort of do myself a regular posting so that I know exactly what I'm doing. So like I said, this is the update up to now, and again, please write to me, whatever, PM me, just tell me that you're probably going to tell me now that I'm not looking at camera all the time or whatever. I don't know. I'll have a look at this when I see. I'm just finding it really strange and awkward. Don't know how Todd does it. He just makes it look natural. By the way, don't ban me, Todd, please. Well, you know, that special deal. Anyway, to go on from last time, got to the point where I showed you the e-cig, essentially, which was a little 450 milliamp hour battery with a clear miser on. That did me for some time. Then I bought another one as a bit of supplementary kit so that I could interchange, and I've just carried on from there essentially. Then bought myself I think it's actually a Camry K101 copy, rip-off, whatever you want to call them. Wait there. Which is thus. That was my new Precious. It's this one. You're all going to think it's something I've got from Ann Summers or whatever, because that's what everybody were looking at it and saying, yeah, it does look a bit. Anyway, that's not the case. What it is essentially a tube which is telescopic. That the telescopic bit means you can either have that, it's just all a tube, that is then a battery, which is an 18350. It's lithium ion, and I think this one in actual fact is cobalt, lithium ion cobalt. And it's rechargeable, the same as the other ones. And this obviously inserts into that positive end in first, so as it's pointing towards the post, and then your cap screws on like that. That then is the button you press to operate it, which when you've got a clear miser, you can fit anything to what you call the 510 thread. So you can fit your clear misers on, etc. However, that at the moment is a Genesis. Yeah, I haven't got my box with me. Anyway, it's a small Genesis rebuildable atomizer. It's got what I call a drip tip on, which you've got on your clear misers, but the unscrew that is if you see, it's got a little O-ring round which inserts into the top. They're completely interchangeable with all kit similar to this. There's also something like they call it a VV Nova, which is comes in a couple of sizes. It's a 3 millilitres and 2 millilitres. And it's a tank, clear tank. This is also, you can have a clear tank on, or you know, that bit can be clear. I suppose it's tank if you want. But I've chosen to put that on, so it looks better. So that, and along with many others which I've now got, can be sort of changed around, and you know, just swap between all your bits of kit. I suppose is that one really what's my favourite up to now. And I've got another one which is it's longer, 45mm. It's black coated. I think it's Ali, and I use that one quite a lot. I use that on my, which I'm not going to show you, but I've got actually I can do. I can show you, but I'm a bit wound up with it at the moment. No, I won't, because it's in the car. It's it's a smoke E pipe. Smock E pipe. Essentially, it looks like a pipe, like Popeye's pipe, and that actually it's the VV Nova, which actually fits or comes with it, and that acts as sort of the spout bit, and then that battery bit is turned on its end like that, so it literally looks like a pipe. And that button is then on the top of that bit, so when you hold it, you can actually sort of puff along on it as though it's a pipe. And that's where I use the 45mm long drip tip, and then it really looks like one. Increases intelligence by 4, although it's not worked for me up to now. I don't know why that is. But on a weekend when I'm using it, whew, you ought to see me go. I'm so intelligent I just frighten myself. That's only my opinion, by the way. It doesn't necessarily increase intelligence if you don't believe in it. Just thought I'd add that one in. And as my what's the word for him? My YouTube hero. Yeah, he's going to get together with that one. The bloke I watch on YouTube quite a lot, he always says, these are his own opinions, and everybody's entitled to their own opinions, and don't take mine as read. Also, I am just learning, so it's not like I'm full of knowledge about it. the point of these blogs were just to sort of let people know about my experiences. That's all. That said, enough of that. So that's that bit, and I was on about the telescopic bit on it. Like I've just pointed out, that comes off with the 18350 battery in, but then that can then extend, and I know this one isn't in the car. Got you. That is then the 18650. That one is a 2200 milliamp hour. This one, I do believe, is also 2200 milliamp hour. And that, I got that right? Probably not. Like I say, I'm just learning, just ignore me. Anyway, I've seen it written down somewhere, I just can't find it at the moment. I'm not going to bore you while looking for it. But, essentially, you just wind that out or down so that it accepts. You can see how it's sticking through at the moment. Just keep winding it until you can get to fit on the cap. Screw that back on. Make sure it's all tightened up, and then away you go. That no sort of, other than the fact that if that one isn't at 2200, might be slightly small. Oh right, found it, new. Totally wrong, it's 900. I tell you I'm going to leave all my mistakes in. That's a 2200, and the reason being that can hold obviously far more than that one. Electrician as well, so I don't know how I got that one wrong. So that one's going to last you quite a lot longer, depending on how much you vape, what your vaping habits are. That one, it's more for stealth vaping, so that you can actually reduce the size of it and keep it in hidden away in your hands. You know, when you're in places where you don't particularly want people to know that you've got one. Not that it bothers me. But yeah, that's what I've got to, and I've got my pipe as well. Like I said, a bit wound up with a pipe. I have been busy, so I've not really had a chance to get through to the guy who, or the people that sold it me. But suffice to say that, as Todd's pointed out on his review, it's not really what he classes as a mechanical mod, because it's got a wire which comes from the end of the switch, and that goes through to the post on the top, the connection post on that bit there. This wire is then soldered onto the spring, which is that thing there, which I've although that one's covered by a plastic cap, there is actually a spring inside there. Now, because it's only soldered on, and the connection is made onto something which essentially unscrews, there's a potential flaw there. But I think the reason why it has actually eventually broke is because the plastic housing which it sits in wasn't a brilliant fit, and even with the sort of cap screwed onto all in place, it's worked its way loose. It's my favourite thing ever. Love using it, and then it's just gone like that, and couldn't go in mourning about it. Really wound up about it. That said, it's not the guy's fault who sold it. Perhaps it's an issue what they might want to take up, look at, or it's just me being ham-fisted bugger. I don't know. So I've had to revert back to this one, and it's alright. It's sound, just don't make me look intelligent. Some of you might think, don't need that enhancement, Dave. You sound as it is. Well, I know what you mean. So I'm using this one as it stands at the moment, and like I said, I bought that. Also got a Micro D rebuildable dripping atomizer. That's also sound. I've got that in there as well. Leaving that one for the next blog, otherwise I'll have nothing to talk about, and then you'll just never see any of these come through again. But before you go into buying any of these, what I would do definitely is watch quite a load of reviews on YouTube, or don't necessarily have to be reviews. Some people will just literally give you a tutorial on how to use one of these, and so on. I would watch quite a load, and I watched quite a few, and that essentially made me want to then buy one of these. That and a shop where I went in, I was just amazed that it got anything in like it anyway, so I bought it. Great, really. You can then get these, that's called a mechanical mod, because it is purely mechanical, there's no wires in it or anything like that. It's a straightforward, like I've shown you, the battery going in, and it's quite straightforward. You can then get what are called variable voltage or variable wattage mods. The word mod is used for that, I do believe. Please correct me if you think I'm talking a load of it. But you can also get, like I said, variable voltage, variable wattage. Without going in too much into it, that is for increasing or decreasing the voltage to sort of refine your vaping needs. So if you increase the voltage, it will make the coil go hotter, and therefore theoretically produce more vapour. There's a lot more involved to it than that, but you can also decrease it so that it's not going as hot. I found, as it stands at the moment, it kicks out 3.7 volts, and I found that some liquids don't react too well to having a hotter coil, and you can taste the burntness in it. I've also found some of them are alright, and they'll stick with it. I think this, when it's fully charged up, this will kick out 4.2 volts, even though it's only supposed to be 3.7. So obviously you're putting more voltage in with that anyway. But there's certain clearamizers I certainly wouldn't use on them for whatever reason. Even it's 2.4 ohm coil in the clearamizer I use, and yet I've wound my own coil in that one. Same again, watched a few tutorials. Not going to mention whose tutorials I watched, but that's where I learned that from. And the resistance on that is actually, it's about down to 1.8, but it must be the bit of kit what I'm using, what's doing it. A bit unfathomable for me at the moment, and I think most of my stuff is trial and error, because some of the YouTubes that I watch don't necessarily create the same effect for me. Anyway, I'll get to the bottom of it. I'm going to intend to carry on with it. How much? Oh, 12 minutes. That's alright, that. I'm going to end it here, and it'll not take as long to upload, because that's another thing with this. It takes ages to upload. So I'm going to cut it short. Once again, big thank you to all the online family. Nice one, guys. And also, big thank you to all my friends, relatives, and other people who have blackmailed to watch this to get my hits up.